Welcome back to the Darkest Dungeon, folks, and in this episode we're getting very close to the Darkest Dungeon, but for this particular episode, you'll notice by the time in the YouTube video, this is awkwardly short, and that's because it's going to be kind of a mini episode, because today, I talked about doing this potentially last time, we are going to be heading to face off against the horrid shrieker, also known as the horrid, which is a unique boss that has a chance of spawning every week and stealing your trinkets. This is a unique interaction, and there's no actual level here. When you go to face it, you only face the boss, and you either win or you don't. I'll talk about the Shrieker a little bit here, because it's a very interesting fight. It is... I don't know. I don't like the way it plays at all, but that's my opinion. I don't think it's a bad boss per se. I just think it's one of the more annoying bosses to deal with in Darkest Dungeon, because the boss works on two gimmicks. One, it works on dodge. And like I said, I don't love dodge on player characters because you can never get it high enough to really matter. This boss, I think, has 60-something dodge, which is ridiculous. That's so much dodge that if we had a whole bunch, if all of our attacks were at 100 accuracy, I think we'd have around a 60% chance, if not lower, to actually hit it, which is absurdly bad. And that means we're going to be missing 1 out of every 2 attacks. On top of it having 63 dodge, it also leaves the battlefield and ends the fight 4 turns in, which is kind of stupid. So if you don't kill it in 4 turns, or 4 rounds, it just leaves and nukes everybody with tons of stress. And I don't know if you get a chance to fight it again later. It's just gone. It leaves. It flies away because it's a bird, and that's what birds do, they fly. So not only is the horrid shrieker in the boss fight, but there's also the horrid shrieker's nest, the nest that it kind of sleeps in. And that nest has all of your trinkets in it, and they're 2 different things, and you bet you that nest has tons of protection. So you have this tanky protection nest that you have to destroy to get your trinkets back that you lost, or you can target the horrid shrieker and hopefully kill it before 4 turns, but then you don't get your trinkets, and then the fight ends and you get nothing. Maybe. This fight kind of sucks, but I want to kill it. A lot of people kind of skip it or ignore it or try to race the boss down to get their trinkets back. I want to see if I can kill it. Potentially get both. I doubt it, but my aim here is to bring down the shrieker first. And if it looks like we'll have enough turns to do it, I can switch aim against the nest. So back to the estate here. This also gives Paris the unique opportunity to get level 6, which is great, because once she's level 6, the possibility of taking on the Darkest Dungeon arises. So, I'm excited to do that. This mission should get her, assuming we win, and defeat the horrid, to level 6, and the rest of the crew hopefully won't suffer too much stress, assuming we bring the horrid down and it does not use its stress attack. So, we're definitely going to be buffing Wicked Hack to rank 5, and Iron Swan, and if it bleeds. However, Barbaric Yop's not going to be very useful here, and I think Bleed Out may actually be used. So there's a full buff on Bleed Out, which is an attack I didn't think I'd be using in this playthrough, but I'm excited to give it a shot on Paris here. I'm going to unequip Adrenaline Rush because there really isn't unequip Barbaric Yop, there really isn't a need for it. Go Bleed Out. Whether or not we go if it bleeds is uncertain, because we have Bleed Out and we have Iron Swan, so we're probably going to keep Adrenaline Rush there. After that, I'm actually going to buff Adrenaline Rush as well, for that matter. And then we're going to head over to the Blacksmith here and max her out. Okay, that was a lot of money spent. Luckily, provision cost for this mission isn't too bad, but try to make some back, maybe in this mission. Alright. If we go back to Embark over here, our characters already have trinkets, and I want to go over why each one has what they have. So the Hellion has the Eldritch Slayer's Ring, which we haven't used yet. It's just 25% damage versus Eldritch, which is normally a relatively bad item because it only does damage against Eldritch, and there are many different types of enemies in this game. Because we are fighting a one-off boss fight, that's it. The only thing we're doing is taking on a boss. The boss is Eldritch. It's half Eldritch, half Beast, meaning it takes full damage from Eldritch or Beast abilities, or rings like this. She just gets a raw damage buff without, say, the downsides of running Dismiss's Head, which also gives her 25% damage against everything, but she loses her health and gains her stress. And then the Ethereal Crucifix, because mad damage against Eldritch, meaning 50% damage against the boss here. Half Eldritch, half, well, I guess both Eldritch. And then she gains bleed resist, which is great, because this boss bleeds you. She'll be in position 1, so she can use both Bleed Out and Iron Swan. Next we have our Man-at-Arms here, who has Garlic, because I couldn't give him I couldn't think of anything else for him, and Garlic is, you know, nice bleed and disease resist for this fight. And Quick Draw Charm. I'm bringing this thing back. And everybody probably thinks it sucks. I don't care. I think it's secretly awesome. So Quick Draw, again, gives him this massive speed boost in the first round, giving him 14 speed on the first play of the game, which should mean he goes first. This is important because we're going to be using Command to buff him, or to buff all of us with 10 plus 10 accuracy in this fight. That's great. Everyone out of the gate's going to have plus 10 accuracy. That's very good against a boss that has tons of dodge. But it's important he acts first because the reason we're bringing a Houndmaster is all kinds of good. The Houndmaster is probably the best character in the game for this fight. First of all, he gets dog treats to buff his damage. Then he gets to use Target Whistle, which is marks the target, removes all the protection, which is useful for taking on the nest. But Hound's Rush does 100% damage to marked, so double damage plus dog treat damage. So now you're looking at about 150 plus 35% against the Corvid because it's a beast. The dogs go ham in this fight. They're really, really strong. And the focus ring and crescendo box just mean he'll act earlier and do more damage. And finally, the Arbalist, which has two interesting ones. I've run the Bullseye Bandana before. The Steady Bracer may seem kind of crap. Both of these items give her accuracy, giving her 18 plus accuracy, bringing her up to 133. But it gets better. Plus 10 from the Man-at-Arms, who should go first, 143. And then plus 10, because Eldritch Slayer, 153. I think that's it. I don't think we get more accuracy than 153, but that's quite strong. And finally, Sniper's Mark. Look at that debuff, folks. Negative 30 dodge. That's half the boss's dodge cut in half. If we can land that ability, then the Corvid will no longer be able to dodge like crazy. So this build is specifically made to kill this thing, and if I screw up and die, I'm going to look like an idiot. So anyway, let's go take it on. Yes, we still want to proceed. Absolutely. Okay, we'll go over provisions as well. There's no need for food here because there's no hunger ping checks. No need for shovels. No shovel checks. Bandages. Super important because the boss bleeds you. Torch is not important. Laudanum, not important. Holy water, super important because this increases your bleed resistance. Very important for the fight. So that's going to be our lineup. I think, yeah, I don't want to take two of those. After that, we'll grab them. That's going to be our lineup, folks. Ton of bandages, ton of holy water, and hopefully it goes well. I will see you guys. I know that was a lot of introduction, but I wanted to talk up this boss because it's kind of a unique fight. So I will see you at the entrance to this short champion instant boss fight dungeon. Okay, folks, welcome to the horrid Shrieker boss fight. You missed a little bit. It was just a loading screen giving some tips about the boss fight, and this is it. So the boss is on the right here, the horrid Shrieker, and the nest is in front. I don't know if the Shrieker always spawns behind the nest or if the spawn of the two is random. I think it can be flipped either way. But yeah, there it is. 9 speed. That's pretty unforgiving. 63 dodge is ridiculous. But we only have 4 turns to bring it down, and like I said, my main goal right now is going to be to bring the Shrieker down. The nest is kind of a secondary objective. I don't really care about the trinkets to be lost because they weren't all that bad. Anyway, the Man-at-Arms did act first, so hooray for us. We get to buff all of our accuracy. Alright.
Brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Got a huge crit out of the door on our Arbalist. Let's use our holy water here for our Hellion, and we'll go bleed out, I think. It's a really low chance of landing because we haven't been able to debuff the boss yet. We'll give it a shot. It does land. Big bleed coming out. Alright. Buff. Dog treats. This is the negative protection, so we don't really need to use it here. The boss doesn't have protection. We're going to wait for the Arbalist to mark there. Or do we want to mark? It does mark it. Yeah, let's go ahead and mark it. Alright. Regurgitate. Another crit.
Death waits.
This thing crits all the
For the
time.
slightest lapse in concentration.
Boss is marked, so we have a very high chance of hitting, good chance to crit, a 50% chance to crit here. I didn't know it was going to be that high. Holy water, let's go. 24 damage. Doing good damage. Peck on our man-at-arms, excellent. We just don't want to get pecked again on the Arbalist. Beginning of round 2, it is acting again. Call to murder, okay. This is a stress attack. Okay, the boss is no longer marked. We do want to mark it again. Peck on our Houndmaster. This is getting rough.
Unbalanced.
No one's on death's door yet, though, which is good. Again, high chance bleed out could miss. Let's hope it lands. It does. Boss doesn't just the attack the regurgitate. Okay. We need our Arbalist to go. We need a big crit here. Come on. Dodge with all that accuracy is very unlucky. Alright. Let's use Retribution on the boss. Pop our holy water there. Marked. Alright. Peck. This is probably going to put on death's door. No, it does not. Excellent. The Arbalist is allowed to survive. We'll mark again. We could go dodge treats here for extra damage. I'm thinking we do it.
Impressive.
We mark with the Arbalist so we can reduce his dodge. Regurgitate, okay. No crit. It is bottom of round 3. No more dodge for you. Or well, your dodge is cut in half. Okay, there's Peck. That'll be death's door for the Arbalist.
Dazed. Reeling.
We don't want her to die here. Ideally, we can kill the boss in time. I don't think that's possible, though. We could lose the Arbalist here. This attack needs to land. Come on, Hellion. Good job, Paris.
Perhaps the turning point.
Good job, crew. Alright, let's get out of here before that death door check happens.
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Oh, excellent. Okay. We beat it. We got all of our stuff back. Alright. Short but stressful episode. So I guess that this is something I ended up taking. I didn't know it took Junior's head. That's good. We got that back. 2 resolve XP is enough to push Paris into the higher bracket, and our Arbalist survived. That was really close, but I think it was the right play having the Arbalist go for the mark instead there. We got some very lucky hits in with Paris because it was a 50% chance to land, so again, not ideal. A lot of the runs I've been seeing use 2 Houndmasters, which would be amazing, but I didn't have to. Alright, Paris, what we get? Steady, replace, Ruins, Adventurer. Okay, I am very happy with that. Armor Tinker replaced Unholy Slayer. That's pretty bad, but it is what it is. Corvid's Appetite. Okay, that is the least bad negative perk we could have gotten that's unique to the Corvid. I should have pointed out the bird there can give you 1 of 6 quirks. There are 3 bad and there are 3 good. And this is the least bad one. So I'm okay with that. The runs is terrible, but excellent work. Dead bird. GG.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
On equip. So by rarity, we got all our stuff back. We got Paris to high rank, and we're gonna disembark everyone here. Alrighty. That was kind of quick, but I wanted to get rid of it, kind of for the sake of saying that I did. So, goodbye, Corvid. I hate you. As does most of the community, it seems. And is there anything too bad for skills you want to get rid of? Sickly isn't terrible. I think we're good. I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's too much bad here. I'll check again. Fear of Beasts could be... Fear of Beasts is not great. It's really expensive to remove though, so I'll probably keep it around. Zoophobia is really bad too on Dirk. Oh, these people don't matter. Okay. Oh wait, these 2 people matter though. Get rid of Tucker down on Wintergreen before it... Oh, wait. Bad humors. When did that happen? Alright. Oops. Alright, Wintergreen, I guess you're not losing that because you're getting cured of bad humors. Alrighty. Anyway, this is an important information for us because now we have a fully kitted team that is ready to take on the Darkest Dungeon. I'm not sure when that's going to happen exactly, but you'll have to find out in the next episode of the Darkest Dungeon. I'll see you there.